Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who were well and who taught us truth. Today's lesson will be entitled Discipline over Motivation. Because when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, you can have all the motivation in the world to do something. You know, okay, starting tomorrow, I'm going to do this. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to do that. But when it comes down to it, are you going to be disciplined enough to do that thing that you said you was going to do? You can be motivated, but are you going to be disciplined enough to do it? Because it's always motivation is key, this, that, and third. But are you disciplined enough to continue even when the going gets tough? Because what does it say real quick? Because we're in this truth and we understand, you know, from what is the scriptures have revealed unto us, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, that we're about to enter into some dangerous times. As I went into my last lesson, dangerous times are ahead. Stay on fire. So even when these dangerous times are here, are you going to be? You can be motivated. We're motivated right now to endure those times. Yeah, when it happens, I'm gonna do it. You're motivated. But when it actually happens, when these things actually take place, are you going to be disciplined enough to remain faithful to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai to endure these things? Because what does it say in Acts? Acts 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Let's see what that word continue says. Because we got to continue no matter what. And we got to continue in this faith. And Yahweh Shem Yahshai. That word continue. G1696. It says to remain in. We got to remain. To continue. To persevere in anything, a state of mind. In a state of mind, man, you got to persevere. Now, let's get that word persevere real quick. Persevere. Let's see. To continue in a course of action, even in the face of difficulty or with little or no prospect of success. We're entering into some dangerous times, and we're going to have to persevere. Are you going to be disciplined enough to continue, to persevere? Even in the face of difficulties, even in the face of death. Are you going to be disciplined enough to say, I'm not taking the C hip? Because you can say, oh, yeah, you put the lesson up. Yeah, not going to take the chip, not going to take the C hip. You know, you're motivated. But when it actually happens, are you going to be disciplined enough to not take it? Because it's going to be just like when you're working out. You know, for example, real quick. For example, you know, when you're getting ready for, you know, for a game, for a sports game or an athletic game or something, you know, before you're motivated, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna get my body right. But when you may go that first day, you know, you work out, that second day you work out, now your body's sore, now you're sore. Are you going to be disciplined enough to go that third day, even if you don't want to? Even if your body is telling you, no, don't go. No, stay home. No, don't go. Are you going to be disciplined enough to fight your body and to keep going? Because what does it say? To persevere in anything, a state of mind. You got to persevere even when your mind is telling you no. Even when your mind is telling you, take the chip. You can't take the chip. You got to be disciplined enough to not do it. To persevere, man. Acts 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So in the NLT it says, reminding them that we must suffer many hardships to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right now, you can be motivated all you want now because you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the hardships. You're not seeing the worst time in history. But when it actually happens, are you going to be disciplined enough to still say, I'm going to endure? I'm going to persevere? It's always discipline over motivation, man. We got to be disciplined to continue, even in the face of adversity, even in the face of death. Because what does it say? in the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2:1. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. Oh yeah, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Yeah, you're motivated, but when temptation actually happens, are you going to be disciplined enough to fight it? You stop. Scripture says, thou shalt not eat pork. Thou shalt not eat swine. Oh yeah, okay. You read it. Oh yeah, I'm motivated. I'm not gonna eat that. But then they put that pork sandwich in front of you. You know, you go to a family dinner. Everybody's clowning you. You used to always eat pork, man. Why don't you just eat the pork? What are you, Muslim? You know, they making fun of you. They scoffing you, scorning you at the family event. Are you going to be disciplined enough to not pick up that pork sandwich and eat it? Are you going to be disciplined enough to, even when in the face of your family and your friends laughing at you, making fun of you, are you going to be disciplined enough to not eat that pork sandwich, to eat that shellfish? You go to the barbershop, hey man, you can't get no more lineups. Yeah, I'm motivated. Yeah, I ain't gonna get no more lineups. And then you go to that barbershop, man. Now they clowning you at the barbershop. You sure you don't want to get your lineup? It look a lot better. They trying to entice you. You used to always get a lineup. What happened, man? And then you try to explain it to them, then they make fun of you. Are you gonna be disciplined enough to still say no? I don't want a lineup. No, I want to keep my beard. It says, verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. Don't make haste in time of trouble, but remain disciplined and trust in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So even in these lower states, we got to remain patient, to endure, to persevere, even in the face of mockers, scorners, even in the face of all these afflictions, man. We got to remain patient and trust in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yasai. Again, the third time I'm quoting in the third lesson, Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thy heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. We can't lean unto our own understanding. Again, another one I always quote, Matthew 24:13. He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. We got to endure. Remain patient, man. Even when thou art changed to a lower state. Another example. Lord, be my last. They just keep popping up. I don't want to ramble too much. But another thing is, adultery. You see, you reading scripture that, don't sleep with another man's wife, another man's woman. And then you see you out, and then you see a woman with a ring on her finger, but she's trying to holler at you. She got she's perfect to your liking. She comes up just for you. She's perfect to your liking. She looks just the way that you want. She's your type, big booty. Big this, big that. And she says, well, I got a man, but I can take the ring off. I got a man, but, I want you. Yeah, your motive at the beginning, you was more, yeah, I ain't going to sleep with another man's wife. But when something comes along your way that it fits your suiting, fits your liking, are you going to be disciplined enough to still say, no, you got a man, it's okay. No, I'm good. Thank you. And move along. Are you going to be disciplined enough to not sleep with that woman that has a man? Or are you going to be, are you going to allow your motivation to waver and to sleep with that woman and commit adultery? You got to be patient. Even when temptation is trying to take hold of your reins, take hold of your mind, you got to be patient and understand the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai and his will and his way. We're not here to understand our will. We're here to understand the Lord's will, man. Understanding what the will of the Lord is, as it says in Ephesians. Real quick. Ephesians 5 and verse 17. Ephesians 5 and 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Don't be unwise. Remain disciplined. You can be motivated. There ain't nothing wrong with being motivated, but it got to be coupled with discipline. Even when you're tired, you got to go out. Even when you don't want to go out in the highways and byways, you got to go out. Even if you don't want to do this, do that, you got to do it, man. Because what does it say? I know it pulls up like this: calling, election, and then we'll get into that article real quick after we get to scripture. So like it, precepts just started flowing. 2 Peter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall. It's got to be coupled with discipline. Even when you don't want to do it, you got to do it, man. It says in Isaiah 62 and 6. Let me get it before I butcher it. I know it, but I don't want to butcher it too much. Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem praise in earth. So this is a constant thing, man. This isn't just a weekend thing. This isn't just when the camera's on, now I'm be an Israelite. When the camera's on, now I'm gonna say shalom. When the camera's on, now I'm gonna do the Lord's will. No, this is a constant 24/7, 365 days of the year type of deal, man. Every day. Some days you don't want to do it. Some days you don't want to put up a lesson. Some days you don't feel like it. Satan fucking with your mind. You know, you just got off a long day of work. You got to do something. Even after Satan been fucking with you all day, are you going to be disciplined enough to still do the Lord's will? Are you going to still be disciplined enough to put a lesson up? Are you still going to be disciplined enough to go out on Saturday to preach? Even when it's cold outside, man. Are you going to be disciplined when it's raining? You know, it's sprinkling. You don't want your hair to get wet. You don't want your clothes to get wet. Bring an umbrella. Are you going to be disciplined enough to keep going? Keep not silence, man. Day in and day out. This is a constant thing, man. What is it? In season, out of season. 2 Timothy 4 and verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Man, it's hot as shit outside. I don't want to go. You still got to go. Are you going to be disciplined enough to go even when it's hot outside? When the sun's beaming? When it's cold outside? And it's chilly? Discipline over motivation, man. Every time. You can be motivated all day. But you're going to be disciplined enough to put actions behind that motivation. Now going back to that 2 Peter 1 and verse 10. Again, 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall. Now let's get that word diligence real quick. We'll get that article, man, real quick. There's only just a little bit I want to get in that. G4704, to exert oneself. Exert. Let's see what that word exert says now. Look up. To make a physical or mental effort. You gotta make a physical and mental effort within this truth, man. Day in and day out. Let's see. To make an effort, to try hard, to strive, to endeavor, to apply oneself, to do one's best, all one can. You got to give it your all, man, even when you don't want to. It says to struggle. You're gonna struggle. Spare no effort. Everything, man. It says to make every effort, to do one's utmost, to drive oneself, to push oneself. Are you going to do these things, man? It says to endeavor, to give diligence. Athletes do it. How do you think these You know, the greats like the LeBron Jameses, the Michael Phelps, the Tom Brady's, the who the Michael I already said that dude. You know, all these the Babe Ruths of the world. You know, all these great athletes who have made a name for themselves. They was motivated, but behind that motivation, they applied discipline. You know, there was days they didn't want to work out. You know, there was days they just wanted to just sit at home all day and do nothing. You know, there was times that they just wanted to eat whatever the fuck they wanted. But they remained disciplined with the workout. They remained disciplined in their craft. And that's why they're called the great, because they applied discipline, which also diligence. They applied discipline behind their motivation. They was motivated to be the best in the world. And they was disciplined enough to keep working out and to keep pushing at it so that they could be the best in the world. And that's what we got to do. Speaking to myself first and foremost, man. Behind that motivation, we got to apply discipline with everything that we do. Discipline enough to not sleep with another man's wife. Discipline enough to not pick up that pork sandwich. Discipline enough to keep going. Discipline enough to put out the videos. Discipline enough to pray every day. Discipline enough to fast. Discipline enough to read. Discipline enough to study. Discipline enough to this. Discipline enough to that, man. To be brotherly. To accept rebuke. Yeah, I can accept rebuke, but when rebuke actually comes, are you going to be disciplined enough to accept the rebuke and to shut the fuck up? To just be quiet. To listen. Especially in the times that we're living in, man. Discipline got to be applied now. Forever. So let's get this article real quick. It's from thinkdev.org. It says discipline is more important than motivation. We're just going, you can read through it. You know, I just looked up, you can look up ThinkDev. You know, discipline is more important than motivation. I'm just going to get this one paragraph right here. Where is it? Here it is. It says, productivity has no requisite mental states for consistent long-term results, which we're looking for. We're not here for short-term results. We're not here thinking about, we're thinking about long-term goals, man. Everlasting life, eternity. That's what we're thinking about. That's what, Sloggy, bear with me. That's what we're focused on, man. The long term, not the short term. So again, it says, for consistent long-term results, discipline trumps motivation. Because for example, LeBron James, you think he just worked out one time and he was the best in the world? No, this was something that he consistently had to do, consistently had to work on his craft in the gym. 100 layups a day, 200 dunks a day, jump rope, lift, squat, shots every day, form. This is an everyday thing. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week thing, man. Because he had the long-term vision, just as we should, and do, man. You gotta believe this, man. He says motivation is trying to feel like doing stuff. Yeah, tomorrow I'll do it. Yeah, I want to do it. I'm motivated. Yeah, I feel motivated. You get that 3 a.m. As they say, you get that 3 a.m. motivation to do 20 push-ups. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing push-ups. And then the next day you don't do any. And then the next day after that you don't do any. Then the next day after that, then you just stop doing them. You just had that one motivational spurt, and you did 30 jumping jacks, and now you don't do no more jumping. You ain't did jumping jacks in 2 years now. It says motivation is trying to feel like doing stuff. Discipline is doing it, even if you don't feel like it. Man, I don't feel like doing push-ups today, man. I don't feel like shooting today. I don't feel like reading today. I don't feel like putting a lesson up today. I don't feel like going out on the highways and byways today. But what? You're disciplined enough to do it anyways. That's what the Lord is looking for, man. Doing it even when you don't want to. Praying even if you don't want to. It says discipline, in short, is a system, whereas motivation is analogous to goal. Let's see what analogous means. Analogous, compared in certain respects. It says comparable in certain respects, typically in a way which makes clear the nature of the things compared. Let's see. Of structures performing a similar function but having a different evolutionary origin. So they have a similar function, but they're different, man. Because discipline is doing it. Motivation is and discipline. They're similar, but they have different functions. Discipline is doing it even if you don't want to. You can have motivation. That's great. Motivation is great. But are you going to be disciplined enough to do it even when you don't want to? Let's see. Discipline is more or less self-perpetuating and constant, whereas motivation is fleeting. Yeah, motivation is fleeting. It wavers. You have motivation one day, then the next day you don't have motivation. So the first day you have motivation. You was disciplined enough to do the workout. Second day, you was motivated. You was disciplined enough to do the workout. Third day, you wasn't motivated to do the workout. But on that third day, are you going to be disciplined enough to do the workout anyways, even if you're not motivated? It's fleeting. Same goal, but different functions. Are you still going to be disciplined enough to not eat pork, even when you're not motivated? I ain't going to say that because shit, you shouldn't even want to eat pork anyways, man. But demons, flare up on certain brothers, certain individuals. We'll say it like that. Say like, okay, even, you're motivated. I ain't going to sleep with that woman. Then a fine woman comes by. Are you going to be disciplined enough to not sleep with her? Second day, another one, it happens again. Are you going to be disciplined enough to not sleep with her? Come on, man. Because we're messing with demons here, man. We are messing with actual demons plaguing our mind, coming after you day in and day out, as it says in Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is what we're fighting against day in and day out. So there's going to be times when Satan, the Lord's going to allow Satan to take that motivation from you. Yeah, make sure. He's going to make it to where he plagues your mind. I don't got the motivation today to go out this Saturday, man. But are you going to be disciplined enough to go out anyways? We're going to be plagued. We're going to go through trials, tribulations, but we got to make sure, speaking to myself first and foremost, again, as always, to be disciplined enough to trust in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua and to be faithful unto the Lord, even in the face of adversity, affliction, trials, tribulations, temptations, lust, even death, in the face of the chip, man. Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. You got to do everything that you can to stand, man. Everything. So, that was really it on that. right here it says, if you motivate yourself to Titanic, starting tomorrow I'm a new person effort, you'll only burn out and revert. Starting tomorrow I'm gonna do this. Starting tomorrow, because what does it say? In Sirach 5 and verse 7. Sirach 5 and 7, Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. Yeah, tomorrow I'll follow the truth. Tomorrow I'll stop eating pork, but today I'm gonna eat this pork sandwich. Today I'm gonna eat this shellfish, this crab. Yeah, but tomorrow I'm a new person though. No. You're gonna burn out. It says, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So you make no turning, man. If you're motivated, then do it now. Because that's what everybody says. New year, new me. You know, that's a perfect example. And it's always a joke too. You know, across social media. Yeah, new year, new me. And then you're gonna have 300 people at Planet Fitness, and by April, you only got 100 of those 300 people. Now you only got 50 people of those people there. The 250 people wasn't disciplined enough to continue, and the 50 people that was there, they was disciplined enough to stay. That's exactly the 144,000. The 1/3, they have motivation and discipline, man. They was disciplined enough to not bow the knee to Baal. Not bow the knee to this system, to the New World Order. While you may have some individuals who was motivated, what does it say? Many are called, but few are chosen. You know, they're going to have individuals who was called into this thing, motivated to do it, but they wasn't disciplined enough to endure, to sacrifice, to fight. It says, big and sudden just doesn't work. Slow and steady doesn't. Yeah, slow and it says that the race is not to the swift. Slow and steady, man. It says it's the yo-yo effect of discipline. You want to surf the edge of your comfort zone. You want to find that, what's it called? You want to find that comfort zone, man. You want to find that balance. That's what the word. You want to find that balance. You don't want to do too much, and you don't want to do too less, because you'll burn yourself out. It says studying is much weary to the flesh. You don't want to burn out, man. You got, I said, the yo-yo effect. You want to find that balance, and keep doing it even if you don't want to. And it said, which is the only sustainable attitude. When you progress in baby steps, you find yourself a new person a year hence, not knowing precisely when or how it happened. So yeah, man, you got to find that balance. So yeah, you can read this on your own. You got to find that balance, man. Discipline over motivation. Discipline is key, man. Discipline is key, and we got to continue to fight even when we don't want to fight. You boxers, you just got knocked down. Now you got the 10 count. I want to stay down, man. He's beating the shit out of me. We're getting beat, man. This demons plaguing us day in and day out. We getting beat, man. But are you going to be disciplined enough to get back? It says a righteous man fall down and get it 7 times and get it up again. I want to stay down, man. I just want to. The count's at 5. I want to stay down. It's at 7. Man, I want to stay. It's at 8. Are you going to be disciplined enough to get back up, man, and keep fighting? And having done all to stand, done all to fight. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before I end it off, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakodash, and double honors, as always, to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.